Okay, you're some kind of nerd if you wanted to go out of your way to watch a video proving something that you're not going to have to do on the test. Proud of you. Okay, here we go. Here's where I was. I had a parabola, and I've got a vertex, which is going to be the point HK. All right? Then I'm going to put a focus up here, and I'm going to put a directrix back here. Now, this point down here and this point up here, I didn't draw them very well. They're supposed to be the same distance. My bad. But this distance is supposed to be A, and this distance is also supposed to be A, right? Even though I didn't draw it so good just now. Now, this point would have to be H, and then K plus A, right? So this point would have to be H, this point right here, and then K minus A, which basically means this line is Y equals K minus A, the directrix. Yeah? So if I pick a point that's here on XY, I'm saying that this distance D1 has to equal this distance D2, and clearly you can see they're not, so I didn't draw it that well. But hey, that's how I roll today. So now this point is important to me because I'm going to set this distance equal to that distance. This point is, if that's an X, this is definitely an X. And then this Y value isn't Y, it's right there. It's K minus A. Okay, there's your drawing. And now how I'm going to set this up is I'm going to say D1 has to equal D2. The definition of a parabola is that this distance is the same as this one. So I start out with the square root of, I'll go with D1, X minus H gets squared. And then Y minus, it'll be in parentheses K plus A. That gets squared. That's just the straight up distance formula. Now I'm going to do this distance down here for D2. It's a big square root. And I'll go X minus X squared. And we just talked about that a second ago. That one actually becomes 0 and disappears. And then it'll be Y minus, in parentheses, K minus A. And that gets squared. Okay? I'm going to do two things for step number 2. I'm going to square both sides so the square roots are gone. I'm going to call that 0, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I am not going to change this. I'm going to leave it there the whole time because it ends up being on the left side of my equal sign. This, I'm going to distribute the negative, and I'm going to distribute this negative. So here we go. I have X minus H squared. This is going to be Y minus K minus A, and that gets squared. On the right side equal sign, that's 0. And so this is going to be Y minus K plus A squared. That becomes a plus when I distribute the negative. That and this becomes a minus because I distribute that negative. That's one thing that as a group of students, we had trouble with last semester, distributing negatives like that. Okay, again, I'm not going to multiply this one out because I've done this before and I know I don't have to. But I do need to multiply this out. So look what's about to happen here. X minus H squared plus Y minus K minus A times itself. That's 3 times 3. That's going to be 9 terms. This is going to get crazy. And then here, this is also Y minus K plus A times Y minus K plus A. That's another 9 terms. All right? If you made it this far, stick with because it's not going to take too much longer. I have X minus H squared, and then I'll put this in kind of like a big bracket. It's going to be 9 terms. I'm going to write kind of small because I got to get 9 terms, an equal sign, and another 9 terms. I got to write 18 terms across this thing. I should turn this page sideways. Y times Y is Y squared. Y times minus K will be minus YK. Y times minus A will be minus YA. I'm going to keep the Y's first. The K's will be second, and I'll do the A's last, just so I can tell which terms go with each other. I might have written this too big to get 18 things here, so I might go a little smaller, okay? Minus K times Y is going to be minus YK. Minus K times minus K is plus K squared. And then minus K times minus A is going to be plus KA. Okay? Then I'm going to distribute the A. It's going to be minus YA plus KA, and then it'll be plus A squared. Okay? I got 9 of them in there. I'll post this too if you guys want to see it. If you have a hard time seeing, maybe zoom in, do what you got to do. Now I'm going to get these 9 over here on the other side. All right, let's see how well I do here. Y times y is y squared. Y times minus k is going to be minus y times k. Y times a is going to be plus ya. Then I distribute this minus k. K times y, it's going to be minus yk. Then I'm going to go plus k squared. All right, and then it goes up minus ka. Okay, 3 more to do, and I got a little bit of room I can make of it. Oops, made a mark with my pen. A times y is going to be plus ya. A times k is going to be minus, oh, I did put a minus there, ka. And then the last thing, a times a is going to be plus a squared. I did it. I fit all 18 of those plus this on one side. Wow. Now look, that's a plus, and there's nothing there, so I actually didn't need those brackets there at all, right? So look, this y squared cancels with this y squared. This k squared cancels with this k squared, and this a squared cancels with this a squared. How about that? Then I have yks that I can put together. That's going to be minus 2. I have yas that I can put together. That's going to be minus 2. And then I have kas that I can put together. That's going to be plus 2. So look, this goes x minus h squared. It will be minus 2yk. That's that one right there. And that one right there. And then I'm going to go, there's minus 2ya. I'll go above these so that we can tell what just happened. And then what the only things left is it'll be plus 2ka. Okay, on the other side, I've got another minus 2yk. All right, that's here and here. I got a ya. Which one went second? Yeah, ya. So I got ya and a ya, so it's plus 2ya. Those are taken care of. And then I have minus ka, and minus k is minus 2ka. So it's getting easier. These are the same sign, so if I add 2yk and I add 2yk, these cancel. Yes? Okay? So I'm going to add 2ya, and that will become 4ya. And I'm going to subtract 2ka, and that's going to become minus 4ka. So I have basically x minus h squared by itself on this side now. If I add 2ya, I get plus 4ya. And if I subtract 2ka, I have minus 4ka. These have something in common. They both have a 4 and they both have an a. So look, are you ready for this? Take a 4a out, and what are you left with? There's your equation of your parabola. When you do a big fancy math proof, there are a couple of things you do. Sometimes you do a square and you fill it in. That means, hey, I'm done with my proof. Sometimes you say end of, that's a P, end of proof. Oops, I lost that one there. QED, I believe, is Latin for end of proof. When you do a badass piece of math, you say that you're finished like a badass, like a boss. Have a good day.